I think that's a fantastic question because I've been really critical of TIF. I called TIF like the devil's tool of decline or something like that. And yeah,
I love it.
made people really angry with me. I think I think you can right away split TIF into two categories, one being greenfield and one being redevelopment. And right away, like greenfield TIF to me is absurd. The idea that you would pay someone essentially to, come to you instead of someone else. We have a word for paying someone to pretend they love you. And it's not like a word we want to associate, with success, right? So, to me, the greenfield development is, I have never seen an instance where that makes sense with TIF. Let's talk about redevelopment for a second. I think that to categorically say no TIF in redevelopment areas is wrong. That being said, when we look at most instances where it's used, it is used as a way to kind of stop decline. So we have a neighborhood in decline, and the idea is that we come in with TIF as a rescue remedy to improve something that would otherwise continue to decline, and then hopefully have that something like lift everything up around it. And while that occasionally works, it really generally doesn't. And it's also, I think, attacking the wrong problem. The problem is the actual causes of decline. Why is this neighborhood in decline? And generally, when you look at it, what you find is that it's a series of small things. It's a series of like, why are you getting capital flight from this neighborhood? I think the Oswego, New York conversation, where they're making like small little investments to like, restore confidence in a neighborhood is the right kind of mindset. Often when we see neighborhoods in decline, it's a confidence problem, not a like neighborhood integrity kind of problem. So how do we start to reverse confidence? And I think that TIF is like the exact wrong way to do that, because TIF just reinforces that this place sucks. It's going downhill. And the only way we can do it is like massive rescue remedies. So where does TIF work in a redevelopment scenario? The ones that I've seen that are the best are the ones where you have like some type of environmental degradation issue that is just too difficult to deal with in a neighborhood in ascension. So let's say we can get the neighborhood not declining anymore, but actually like improving. What you might find in that neighborhood is that there's a place where there was an old dry cleaner or an old gas station, or in the case of the rail yard here that I'm in, a creosote plant where like there's massive contamination in the ground. And even with like property values going up, there's nobody who can take the risk, put up the capital and do the things that are needed to remediate those old environmental issues without some type of subsidy. In those cases, I've seen it work really well. In places where you have old derelict buildings, and this is a slippery slope because I've seen buildings that I looked at and said, there's no way they can restore that. And then someone genius comes in and restores it. But there are cases where buildings are full of asbestos or full of lead or full of whatever, and they can't be remediated. Those are like point sources where I think a short TIF might make some sense. But again, we're talking about really nuanced things in neighborhoods that are not in terminal decline. If you're looking at TIF as a rescue remedy, you're looking at it the wrong way. If you're looking at TIF as a competitive tool to make you more competitive with the neighboring city, you're looking at it the wrong way.